See if that works.
You got 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to have you sit right here just so the camera can see us.
That's just cut it completely. Yeah.
Not yet.
Auburn is now receiving votes in the AP poll top 25, the first time that's happened since the 2019-2020 preseason poll. tonight. We are here to recap the win and much more on the Coach Jay Show at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Hello again, everybody, and War Eagle from Baumhower's Victory Grill on Bent Creek Road in Auburn. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Welcome to our viewers tuning in live on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel alongside our on-site producer, Wes Todd. I'm Britt Bowen. Auburn women's basketball head coach Johnny Harris leads off our guest list tonight. Yesterday's win wasn't the first top 10 win for Coach Harris in her time at Auburn. We'll see where this one ranks with the Auburn head coach as we take a look back at yesterday's win. And then Thursday, Auburn erased an 18-point deficit at Ole Miss before falling short. We'll talk through that game and more with Coach Jay. Fans here at Baumhower's, have your questions ready for the head coach. We'll take questions from you, and they will be answered live here on location. And then our second guest of the evening is one of Auburn's newest assistant coaches, Savannah Carter. Savannah had the scout yesterday for LSU. Savannah will give us insight on yesterday's scout, and we'll also take a deeper dive into her new role as an assistant coach here for Auburn women's basketball. This Sunday, January 21st, Auburn will retire the number of Auburn legend DeWanna Bonner. Her former teammate, Reneisha Bolden, is the Director of Student Athlete Success for Auburn Women's Hoops. Reneisha joins us at the bottom of the hour. And then the Tigers player of the game from yesterday, Honesty Scott-Grayson, joins us on the show. She's Auburn's leading scorer. She led Auburn yesterday with 21 points against LSU. And then Thursday, Auburn is back on the road to take on a very good Vanderbilt team. Sunday, Auburn hosts Alabama to retire the jersey of DeWanna Bonner. And Coach Jay and I will be back to set up that week ahead for Auburn women's basketball. Without further ado, let's welcome Coach Jay here on the Coach Jay Show out here at Baumhower's. Great crowd on hand tonight, Coach, rightfully so. After your team, you made some national headlines yesterday with that win.
War Eagle. Yeah,
what's it like to get this reception here, Coach?
Hey, they made national headlines too for women's basketball, so it was really, really special, and it was really special to do it in front of such a big crowd.
7,700 strong yesterday, and there were a lot of people drawn to that game, obviously because of the matchup. That anytime the defending national champs come in, that's going to fill some seats. But not only that, Coach, your team was able to take advantage of that opportunity and show people why Auburn women's basketball is on the rise. We've been talking about it all year. You had a chance to sell some people yesterday, Coach.
Yeah, we did, and we just played our style of ball. I mean, this is what we've been working for, what we've been building for, and our team is getting better. You know, we've been a work in progress. You have so many new pieces, but they're pieces that fit.
Yeah.
And now we're getting them to where they fit together and where they're putting it on the floor. So it was really special.
Well, and so you told me how tired you are, obviously. Long day yesterday.
I'm not tired.
Then you woke up this morning celebrating MLK Jr. Day, which is an important day all across the country. Coach, tell us about what your team did today to celebrate this holiday.
So our team got up and went to – there's a Martin Luther King Day Dream Foundation, and they work with a lot of kids, and they had a big program at Opelika High School, and our team went and support them. Those kids they come to the game and support. So our kids went. They were down, and every last one of them went. They had signs. They were down on the second row, and they were just supporting those people that support them. So it was really important for them to be out. You know, I told them, I didn't make them go, but I did tell them that Martin Luther King wasn't about sleeping in on the day off. Like, he was about giving back and serving others. And so they went out and they supported those kids, and it was really special because those people were really happy to see them there.
Well, I know community service and getting out in the community, learning history, being a part of history, and moving society forward has always been a big part of your goal as a head coach at Auburn. When did that become important to you as a head coach and growing up as an African-American woman in this sport and a chance to make an impact?
You know, that was important to me growing up as a child. That's who my mom was. You know, she was always about giving back. Everybody came to our house. Everybody, you know, came over to eat and play basketball, and she was always taking care of somebody else. So I saw what that looked like at an early age, both my mom and my dad. So it's just something. It's not just something that I do. It's who I am.
Think Mom and Dad would have been proud about yesterday?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's dive into yesterday. Tigers win at 67-62, stunning LSU yesterday in Neville Arena. Coach, when I was thinking back about this game this morning, just having a chance to reflect, the one thing I thought about was Auburn's mentality. Auburn played fearless because a lot of times when you play the top team in the country, especially in an unranked matchup, those teams rely on fear from the opponent. They want to show up, intimidate, and expect you to make mistakes. Auburn didn't do that yesterday. Take me through that mentality that your team played with.
You know, I talk to my team all the time about, being prepared. You know, if you're prepared, there's nothing to be scared about.
Yeah.
And I felt like they prepared, and we have been preparing. We have been right there in our other ball games. Everything except, I would say, the third quarter at Texas A&M, we have been in every ball game. And so these kids work hard, they prepare, so they're ready. And I told them, when you prepare like that, you should have confidence. And to be able to beat a team like that, you have to have confidence.
Well, you got off to the start that you wanted to as well with that confidence because you shot 56% in the first quarter. And On had 8 points. Auburn's defense forced 6 turnovers. Everything was starting to click early. Why is it important to get going early against a team like LSU?
We wanted to set the tone. We did not want to be back on our heels. Our game plan was to go out and put them on their heels. So we wanted to go out and be the aggressor, be aggressive, be tough, be physical, and I thought we were that.
Owen DeMola Akinbalawa got her first start yesterday, and thought all 3 of your bigs who played the 5 played particularly well. Savannah Scott got some good minutes. O played well, and I'm missing one. Taylor played well at the 5 as well. Those 3, they had to bang up against Angel Reese all game long, and she's tall, she's aggressive, and she's an attacker on the glass. How pivotal were they yesterday in that win? Because it took all 3, especially in the early foul trouble in the first quarter.
It did take all 3, and really the 2 bigs, O and Savannah, held her down for about 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And so they were, and I say held her down, they guarded her. We wanted to body her up. We wanted to make sure that, we were physical and not waiting until she get the ball and then fouling. We wanted to guard her. We wanted to make her catch it and try to make her a little bit uncomfortable. And then there in the fourth quarter, we switched it up a little bit. We went small and we fronted her with Taylor. And Taylor was able, they tried to lob it over Taylor a couple of times, but she's a quick, high leaper, so she was able to get up and tip it a couple of times.
Knew LSU was going to go on a run at some point. They did that in the second. Out of the gate, went on a 10-0 run. Auburn was scoreless for 4 minutes, but that was Auburn's only long drought of the game. How are you able to withstand that pressure in the second, stay in it? Because, again, you knew LSU good enough, they're going to make a run.
Yeah, I thought we got back in it with our defense. We got a couple of stops, and we got a couple of easy run-outs. I had to take Honesty and Mingo out for a little bit there, and I think that's when they went on their run. But they came back in. I was trying to manage their time and keep them fresh. So they came back in and did a good job. I thought Mingo did a really good job of running the offense. We wanted to make them guard us for as long as possible, but still get the best shot that we could get. So I thought that was what happened there in the second quarter.
Third quarter, you go into halftime only trailing by 1, I believe. And you go in, trailing by 3. You go in, you keep it close. But the third quarter in the first 3 SEC games, that's been the Achilles heel for your team. You've talked about it. The team has talked about it. You knew you had to have a different performance yesterday. How'd you execute that so well?
Again, I feel like, Honesty came back and put us on her back early. I think she got a couple of really good looks, and then we got some stops on the defensive end, and so we were, back and forth with them. So I thought, usually, like you say, in the third quarter, we get put on our heels, but we didn't in this game. We just came out and laid it all out. And I thought our kids played extremely hard. They followed the game plan and just did a really good job.
Larry said it best on the air yesterday that your club came out with good energy. They came out excited. They came out ready to play. They knew they were going to make an impact in the third, and they did. And they even did it towards the end of the third. You go 0 for 5 shooting, and then Honesty hits that big shot to put you within one in the final second. She was making big shots all game long. I don't know if you pull away in the fourth without that clutch shot in the third, Coach.
Yeah, and I think that got her going. I mean, when you look at Honesty and the way she came off and the way she is after she shoot. If she shoot it and she have a little swag about her, oh, I'm going right back to her. So I knew that she was ready. And, I just put the ball in her hands and either her or Mingo to set her up.
To beat a team like LSU, you got to play defense for 40 minutes. You started with good defense. You ended with good defense in the fourth quarter. Held LSU to 2 for 11 shooting. You turned them over 5 times in that quarter. Were you able to mix anything up in the fourth quarter from earlier in the ballgame, Coach?
We did. We went out. I thought we got a little tired there in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, we went out and we denied them. So we had them catching it out a little bit higher, and we fronted the post, which we hadn't been doing. So that gave them a little bit different look. So we tried to make them create off the bounce, and they got a couple of layups on us, but, for the most part, we were able to turn them over.
Then McKenna Edding, she hit that huge three in the corner, and for McKenna, I was so proud of her in that moment because she's one, she wants the ball, she wants that shot, she's still adjusting to this level, and she had limited minutes yesterday, but boy, she made her minutes count when she got in.
She did, and she played pretty well on the defensive end. That's why she stayed in for as long as she did. But, that kid's been in the gym, and all of our players have. They've been in the gym, they work hard. So she was ready. That shot was wide open for her. And I was really comfortable with her taking it because of her work ethic.
Well, and when I was thinking about the end of this game, Taylon Collins is on an island, 1v1 at center court against an All-American in Angel Reese. And thinking about it, it's very similar to the defensive stop that Auburn had to get last year against Ole Miss. Same end of the floor, same spot. And for Auburn, Taylon, she let her drive to the hole. Her teammate, Jemiah Mingo-Young, was waiting for her, and you had the defensive stop of the season. Coach, break me down on that play. What was LSU trying to do, and what were you throwing at them trying to deny defensively?
Well, they were trying to get deep. We knew. First of all, Savannah Carter broke all of her moves down, and so we knew by the way she was going with the ball that she was going to spin once she got down there. We didn't have Taylor on the island. We knew that she was going to spin and we were going to come off and help. So Mingo she was in that spot, and Mingo, she's a bulldog. She just, she went and she saw it and she went and got it.
Half her size and took her candy.
Yes, she did.
It was a good one. And for Auburn, too, you hit clutch free throws down the stretch. Talked to Mingo and Honesty about that yesterday. Free throws in those moments is what you've been saying all year. That's just toughness.
That's about toughness.
And those two, they displayed toughness at the line yesterday.
They displayed toughness the entire ball game. Our team fed off Mingo and Honesty. I just thought those kids came out. They played tough. They led their ball club, and our team followed them.
Auburn, Auburn only the 4th team all season to keep LSU under 80 points. How does that sound to you, Coach?
That sounds really good.
Give
really
Coach
good.
Jay and this Auburn defense a round of applause here at Baumhower's. Only 4 teams to do it. And Auburn knocked off LSU yesterday. We're here at Baumhower's Victory Grill on Bent Creek Road in Auburn. Come out and join us every Monday night at 6, except for the Monday we play Georgia in 2 weeks. We need you at Neville Arena for that one. But we're here every Monday for the Coach Jay Show. We've got Coach Jay on here for just another moment or two. Coach Jay, family weekend was this weekend also, so you got to experience that win in front of all the parents and players' families here. How special was that to those kids in the locker room?
It was really special. We wanted our families. When we recruit our kids, we recruit families, and we wanted them to know that that's important. You don't get to choose your biological family, but as I told them in practice, but you were chosen into this family, and when you can put all that together, it's a special thing. And so our families came to practice the day before. We went out to Good Times, and we bowled. And not only can Honesty and Mingo shoot the ball, they can bowl pretty good too. So we went out and bowled with the families and ate and, just socialized, and people got to know each other and enjoyed each other, and then they came back and supported us at the game.
Who had the top bowling score?
I want to say Honesty. It was either Honesty or her dad.
Honestly, sorry. On had a big weekend.
No. I take that back.
Okay.
Alex
Stu did. We'll get Honesty. We'll get Honesty's take on that when she's on here in a few minutes. But all right, people at Baumhower. All right, we're gonna open up the microphone. We got Wes standing up here. I'm gonna give you one more second to think about your question. I've got one more question for Coach Jay, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Wes. Coach Jay, it was a tough win at Ole Miss on Thursday. Proud of the way the kids fought back, 58-55. Tough place to play. You erase an 18-point deficit from the third quarter. No turnovers was the biggest cause of that. We talked about that. But the fourth quarter, there was one player that stepped up, put the team on her back, and gave you a chance. Coach, out was Celia Simbani, 8 points, and had a chance to tie it late. What were your takeaways from that one, and how did Auburn overcome that on Sunday?
That we're just never going to give up, and I just thought we just had to crank them up a little bit, and they absolutely did it. I thought we played really extremely hard in the first half, and then I thought we kind of ran out of gas a little bit, and then we got our second win there in the fourth quarter. I thought toward the end, in the fourth quarter, we executed some really good stuff. Yeah. And then we had a couple of, bad breaks where the ball just didn't fall our way. We missed some layups, and, they had a call that didn't go our way. They're late. And so just had a bad break there, but I was really proud of how hard our team battled, about their poise, coming back from being down in that environment, and I just knew that we were going to be able to build off of that.
Questions for Coach Jay here at Baumhower's. I got Wesley Todd with a crowd. Wes.
We got Miss Alyssa here first.
Was kind of curious. How come the referees never noticed that when Angel Reese went up and came back down that she jabbed her elbow into the other players like every time?
Little gamesmanship there, Coach.
I don't know, but I offered my glasses. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but they just missed it.
Hey, B, we got one more question.
I was going to make a comment about that and leave the referees out and just ask if the players had angel elbow size bruises this morning. But I do have a question. 2 comments. One, since I pointed it out last week, I think the screen play was much better this time, offensively and defensively. 2, in the third quarter, they showed a graphic on TV. We watched the game after we got home that said LSU was plus 12 in the third quarter on average this year, and they were minus 2 yesterday. Go Auburn.
War
So, okay,
Eagle.
here's my question. I think you played, how many did you play yesterday, 10 or 11? And what do you think the impact of your depth or your rotation was on the game?
I thought it was big. We had to stay fresh because of the pressure. Because of the pressure we put on, you have to give these kids a break. They can't play 40 minutes because, you play so hard. And, so that's where your depth come in. And the difference is this year when we put depth in, we can sustain. We don't have to, lose a whole lot. So we were able to pick our spots when we can rest Honesty, when we can rest Mingo, when we can give Taylor a break. We were able to pick our spots, and then we just rotated our bigs into the fourth quarter, and then I told Taylor she's going to have to go because we kind of changed our defensive game plan a little bit. So that depth was key and being able to implement that plan.
One more question from the crowd. Wesley, who we got?
We got Michael Floyd.
Floyd, what we got, Floyd?
Super
All right,
fast.
so Coach, the biggest 24 hours in Neville Arena history. How did it make you feel to see football, men's basketball, softball all support you all against LSU in the largest crowd ever in Neville Arena?
You know, it felt good, and I'll tell you what, all those people support us anyway. You know, you always see them in there. It was just the entire crowd. I know a lot of people came, and I told our players this. A lot of people came to see the show. You know, they came there, but you know, give them a show. Make them want to come back to see you. And so I thought our players did that. I thought they took it to heart, and those fans absolutely gave us the energy we needed in that fourth quarter to be able to pull that victory out. So hopefully they know exactly how important they are for us to pull out wins like that. They're major.
Coach Jay, everybody here at Baumhower's Victory Grill for the Coach Jay Show. Coach, I know you're hungry. It's been a busy 24 hours. Go enjoy some of this delicious food at Baumhower's. What's been your favorite go-to meal so far?
The Bam Bam Shrimp.
Bam Bam Shrimp. All right, I'll make sure you give it a try tonight, Coach. Thank you. We'll get you back on before we end the show tonight. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Tigers head coach Johnny Harris. Up next, we have Tigers assistant coach Savannah Carter joining us up here on stage on the Coach Jay Show. Savannah had the scout yesterday for LSU. Savannah is also in a new position as assistant coach, getting a promotion with the head coach, of course, embracing the Tigers boss lady over to my right. And for Savannah, if there's anybody on staff that's coming for my job, it would be Savannah Carter, because if you've been to the Coach Jay's chat room, which, by the way, we have one coming up this Wednesday. See Tracy Tanner tonight if you want to come to that. It's Wednesday at 11, I believe, in Neville Arena. Savannah is a great MC. She's got jokes. She's funny. The people love her. The people love her more than anybody that I've seen behind a microphone. And we've got her here tonight for the Coach Jay Show. Savannah War Eagle, welcome on.
War Eagle.
All right, say hi to your mom. That's always our staple on the
Hey,
Regions Bank
Ma,
postgame show.
how you doing?
All right, there
How
we
you
go.
doing?
Every Regions Bank postgame show interview I have with Savannah is by Mama. So we got to make sure we say hey to her tonight.
Yep.
All right, Savannah. New role as assistant coach. Got promoted in the offseason. I know the NCAA rule change with number of coaches on staff was a big impact on that. How excited were you to be able to accept that position with Coach Jay?
I was really excited, being able to coach for the past 4 or 5 years at that point, and then going into a supporter role was a bit humbling. But to come back to it was very exciting.
Well, you had a big impact on the Tigers yesterday. You said you had the LSU scout, and you've been working on that scout for weeks. How did you start? What were you finding? What were some of the trends that you were able to tell your team about and execute a good game plan?
Well, it kind of started with Bob Starkey. I had to put myself in his shoes and how he scouts. So it started with that. Next thing I did was I would spend each day studying each player that they would have in rotation. So first day it was Angel Reese. Next day it was Morrow. It was 2 days of Morrow. And then Michaela Williams was about 3 or 4 days. And then I just worked my way down the roster. I just studied their tendencies and what they like to do and how other teams were playing them. So I noticed no other team was pressuring them. Michaela Williams was never pressured. So we needed to give that a look, and we held her to 7 points, and she only attempted 1 3-pointer.
Well, an average 16 points a game coming in, and that was my next question is, how do you prep for LSU knowing that they've got All-American caliber players at every position? Because if you look at the rotations for LSU, they play about 9 to 10 players. There's not a lot of depth on their bench. I mean, they have good quality players at every spot, and there's not a lot of drop-off, Coach.
Well, correction. They only play 6 people.
6 people, excuse me.
They only pull a 7th person in there when they have to get somebody out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
They went 8 deep yesterday and pulled a freshman off the bench, something they hadn't done all season long, which told me what we were doing was working.
Yeah.
A big key for us was Angel's going to do what Angel's going to do. However, we can't let them beat us from the outside in.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing for LSU and all their wins they've had. So we knew the paint points were going to come from Angel. We just couldn't let the guards go off.
Kim Mulkey's top assistant, Bob Starkey, was on Coach Jay's staff at Auburn. Her first year at Auburn 2 seasons ago. And Coach Starkey, he went home, had some ties to LSU last year. And you all were on that staff with him for a year. You say put yourself in his shoes. How surreal was it to have that scout against him yesterday, somebody that I know you and the coaching staff and myself have so much respect for?
It was really cool. I still have the notepad. I wrote a bunch of Bob Starkey notes. I had to think like him. And I told them in our scout meeting, he plays personnel. He doesn't play sets.
Yeah.
So I had to think like him in that moment and would write things out of how he would guard something or how he would play something. And I just knew he had a package for honesty, and that's just what we kind of worked off of.
I want to go back into your experience prior to Auburn, because one of the things that I love about your resume, I'm from a JUCO. I spent 2 years at the community college level. You played at the JUCO level. You coached at the JUCO level. You've got JUCO talent on your team in Celia and also McKenna Eddings. Why is that level so important in not just developing athletes, but also human beings and allowing people like yourself and myself a chance to succeed at this level?
Being at the JUCO level, you see there's just a lack of resources.
Yeah.
But those lack of resources, there's a positive that comes with it. And it teaches you humility and how to work hard when you don't have something. So to be able to take that experience and bring it here, so if, say, we're fighting for something that we need, we know that we can go get it. I know I can find a way to get it done, or we can build something. I'm always telling Stu, we can build this. I can make it. So it's just those lack of resources and that humility you get from a JUCO experience coming here and bring it there and have that source of resource.
Well, as a JUCO player, you went to Mississippi State to play for Coach Jay in Starkville. You met Coach Katera Chappell in your time in Starkville as well. What was that time in your college days like at Mississippi State with those two, and now being here with them years later at Auburn?
It's full circle, you know. Coach Harris, I'll never forget it. She called me in her office. She said, Katera's about to have her wisdom teeth taken out, so take care of her. I didn't know who Katera was. So I go to the dorm, and I say, who's Katera? Anybody know who Katera is? And she comes out with this bob. She used to wear a bob. It was the color of a penny. And she says, I'm Katera. So being back here, 10 years later, 10, 11 years later with him is hilarious because Coach Harris introduced me to Katera, and now we're all here.
That's something, ain't it? Every day. And if you ever walk up and down the hallways in that office, it is never a boring day in the office of Auburn women's basketball. But also, Savannah, you have a chance to mentor college players, and they're at a place in life that you were in not that long ago. What's the coach-mentor balance like for you in working with these players every day?
You know, I get to practice with them, so I kind of mentor them on the court.
I see that, crossing them over and taking them to the hole. I see it every day. I wish you could still play.
Hey, well, now they're playing better defense because they don't want to go on my Instagram.
All right, well, what's it like playing against them defensively? Because I know there's that competitive nature, right? You against your players, especially I know against those guards, Honesty and Mingo, you get to play against every day.
Well, defensively, you know, I gotta be the other people. So they got a different side of me, A&M. I had to be the worst defender, and they were kind of loving their running me into screens, and I was melting and doing all that stuff. But other than that, it's pretty cool mentoring them. They're really good people. They teach me a lot. I say that all the time. They've taught me a lot of patience, and I really commend them for that. So they're mentoring me more than I'm mentoring them.
Well, I'll leave you with this. Your third year with Coach Jay, now an assistant coach, got a program-changing win yesterday against LSU. Where is this program headed from an assistant perspective in year 3 with Coach Jay?
If we just stay locked in like we were going into this LSU game, if I have to say it, we had no fear from coaching staff down. We left out of that scout meeting with 100% confidence in the game plan, and it carried over into our next 2 days of preparation. There was no doubt in my mind that we were going to lose that game. The feeling that we had, that has to stay. If we can all just be as confident and fearless like we were that game, SEC is in trouble.
Savannah, thank you very much. War
Thank
Eagle,
you.
all the best this week. That's
Thank you.
Tigers assistant coach Savannah Carter. She had the game-winning scout
Mom.
yesterday. And, of course, hey, you got anything else to say to Mama?
Bye, Mom. Love you.
All right, just making sure. Savannah, she had the game-winning scout yesterday against LSU, and she has got some other scouts coming up. She told me she's got South Carolina coming up in a few weeks, something to look forward to. Two more guests before Coach Jay rejoins us to wrap up the night. Up next, we have the Director of Student-Athlete Success in Reneisha Bolden joining us here on the Coach Jay Show. Coach Reneisha has joined us, I think, every year I've done a coach's show. She's been one of my favorite guests. She always has so much insight to add. Former player for the Tigers, part of that SEC championship team back in 08 and 09, and she is still with us here in 2024 with Auburn women's basketball. Riri War Eagle, how you doing?
War Eagle, how are you? I'm great. How are you guys in the stands? How is everybody?
Hey, glad you were here with us tonight. How's baby girl? How's Birdie Bolden doing?
Birdie is good. She had to stay home with Dad tonight. She had a long weekend.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I was excited because Birdie made the appearance on stage last year at the Coach Jay Show. I was hopeful that would happen tonight, but maybe next time.
No, they got me this weekend.
Okay.
Mommy came by herself tonight. So
all right.
Birdie is good. She's 18 months. She's growing. She's healthy. So I'm extremely proud of Birdie.
All right. Well, wish Birdie the best. Can't wait to see her back at the next game on Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, Auburn hosts Alabama. It's going to be a big day. Auburn owes Alabama one. We'll get to that in a bit. But Auburn is going to be retiring DeWanna Bonner's number on Sunday against Alabama. It's also a reunion weekend for Auburn women's basketball. First off, Riri, just tell me more about that weekend and what all it's going to entail with some of your former teammates.
Oh, this weekend is going to be, it's going to be exciting. A lot of us hadn't seen each other in years. I'm actually hosting this weekend, so I got our itinerary and everything together. We're extremely excited to get together to celebrate DeWanna. This is long overdue. I just want to thank Coach Jay and everyone for retiring DeWanna's jersey. She has done a tremendous job when she was in college and now in the WNBA. So just our team together,
Yeah.
We're extremely excited about it. But I'm going to be honest with you, Britt. It is a lituation this weekend.
All right.
Yes.
What's lituation mean?
Meaning that every day is something. We're going to have a good time. Friday night, we're taking it back. We got a house set. We're going to invite a lot of our people over. Saturday, we have the open practice and the 19th hole reception. But then that night, we have an all-black party at level 1 to celebrate DeWanna's jersey retirement, as well as our 15-year anniversary of winning the SEC championship. Sunday, they'll wake up to brunch, and then we're going to beat Bama.
Beat Bama on Sunday.
That's the finale.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And when I saw, when you all told the team, or told the team that they were going to reveal it to DeWanna that her jersey was going to be retired, how excited was the team to be able to have that honor with Coach Jay and to share that moment with one of the greats, not only at Auburn, but in the WNBA?
Oh, they were extremely excited. If you could just be on like our FaceTime calls after that Zoom call. But no, they're excited. Actually, we'll have everyone here except Kiki. So Whitney is coming back. Of course, Allie lives here. My sister will be here. Parisha Simmons, Morgan Gary, Chantel Hilliard. So everybody will be back. And, of course, DeWanna. Everybody will be back this weekend. So they're extremely excited. We're just looking forward to a fantastic weekend and ultimately to beat Bama. That's what they really want, to beat Bama on Sunday.
Take me back, though, to that SEC championship season 08-09. What's some of the key memories from that season?
We were very close. Coach Fortner wanted us to live together off campus. That was our first time living together off campus. We did everything together, and us having that, that just the chemistry we had off the court, it led to good things on the court because we were able to trust one another. We really had a sisterhood. And we was there for each other. We had each other's back, and we held each other accountable. So just with the success we had off the court, it led to a huge success on the floor. So I couldn't be grateful for this team and the sisters that I've gained over the last 15 years.
Well, I know you all, and Coach Jay, building the relationships with the alumni. That's been one of the goals of Coach Jay in this program since day one of Coach Jay getting here. What's been some of the feedback from the alumni and all the events y'all have been doing, because y'all been doing multiple events every year, and this is in year 3.
Yes, the alumni are extremely excited about just the outreach that Coach J has done since she's been here, with making sure that they know everything's going on. She does Zoom calls with them. Tracy has done a great job just spearheading the alumni, the importance of the engagement, and they couldn't be any more thankful for that. So I appreciate Coach J just understanding the importance of alums coming back to their alma maters and being able to celebrate the success of everything. So they're so appreciative of what she's done over these last 3 years.
What's the end goal with it, though? How integral are they to be a part of a winning program and building a program to get back in the NCAA tournament?
It's important for them because they've paved the way for a lot of things. I don't know if anybody ever just looks in the stands at the game. You have a lot of alums that come to games. We give our alums complimentary tickets to them and their families. But, of course, they want to be a tournament team. We want to get back in the Sweet 16 and Final Fours. And, with everything Coach J is doing, she's heading in the direction to build that, and we support her 100%.
How excited is DeWanna to get back and experience this weekend?
DeWanna is extremely excited. Now, she's supposed to be on a scout team on Saturday.
Oh, is she?
She just told us to make sure we take care of her on Friday so she can be on the scout team and practice with the girls on Saturday. We did already get everything approved through compliance, so we're good. We just need to make sure she's present on Saturday to partake in being on the scout team.
Well, I look forward to that. Y'all going to have to take some videos. I've got my niece's birthday party on Saturday, so I can't witness the scout team action. But on Sunday, we're going to have DeWanna. We're going to have her on at halftime of the Connected Sausage halftime show. We're going to have a live feed of the jersey ceremony on the broadcast. Get her on. We're looking forward to it, Riri. Thanks for being on tonight.
Thank you, guys. War Eagle, let's pack the house on Sunday. Beat Bama. But don't forget about Vandy on Thursday.
Exactly what Riri said, because that Vanderbilt team, they're 3-1 in the SEC, and then Alabama comes to town. We owe the Crimson Tide one. Now our next to last guest of the show tonight, we have last night's player of the game, Miss Honesty Scott-Grayson, taking the stage. She had 20-plus points last night against the LSU Fighting Tigers. That was Honesty's, I believe that was her 3rd game this year with 20-plus points. And, man, she took it to LSU down the stretch of that game. That was so fun to watch. Honesty, welcome on to the Coach J Show. I'm hoping this is the first of a couple visits this year on the Coach J Show. War Eagle, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's the last 24 hours been like for you after this LSU game?
Staying up and rewatching the game over and over again.
Watching the highlights or watching things, hey, we got to get better?
The actual game, over and over again.
Over and over again. So for you, I know like you've had a taste of this before with Coach J. We've had top 25 wins over Georgia, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, also Ole Miss. I know a big thing for you this week is going to be continuing that and going on the road on Thursday night. How do you rely on some of those previous experiences to put you over the top and keep it consistent this week?
Just knowing what it took to, prepare for those games and to win those games. I feel like moving forward, this was a great win for us, but we have to move on.
Yeah.
And just try to stay consistent and, follow the game plan that our coaches give us and just execute.
Let's dive back into last night, though. You knew it was going to be a tough matchup. You had to get off to a good start. You had the momentum going early with your shot. You were doing pretty much anything you wanted to offensively. What were you seeing on the floor early? What looks was LSU's defense giving you?
They were really giving me the two-dribble elbow jumper. I was trying to,
But that's yours. That
is mine.
Yeah, that's yours.
But that was mostly open for me. I think I was trying to, get in transition as much as I could, running with Marshawn, running with Mingo.
Yeah.
Just trying to run the floor and be an option. That was basically it. I didn't really – and just finding my way to the basket, trying to, create contact.
And I saw a lot of it yesterday. I had a couple and-one plays, which, again, you're confident getting to the rim, but that left corner jumper was falling for you yesterday, whether it be a 2 or a 3. The baseline jumper, where does that fit in your game and having the confidence to take that shot, knock it down in clutch moments?
When we run that play 2 down, I know I got to put the jets on and hurry up and set up and get that shot off. So we practice that pretty much, and I just try to perfect it.
I was proud of your teammates yesterday because obviously you carried the bulk of the load, but you talk about being an option. I thought your teammates did a good job of being an option yesterday up and down the lineup. How much did you enjoy playing with your team and seeing so many other players have success in key moments knocking down big shots?
It was electrifying. Just playing with them and going out there and just having fun, all while executing the game plan. Not backing down from them because of the name. I felt like it was a great win for us. We was all proud of each other. So
you said not backing down because of the name. Mention that to Coach Jay because I've been doing this, a few years now, and you've been playing in this league a few years now. Most teams, when they play a South Carolina or an LSU, it starts with intimidation. They beat you before the game ever starts. You didn't back down yesterday. How important was that to have that mentality?
it was very important, but I feel like this group, we're not scared of nobody.
And that's a change. You talk about culture. What you just said, that's a change in culture since you've been here and with Coach Jay, and it's evident in the way you're playing right now.
Right. I just feel like even before the game, we was just telling ourselves in the locker room, like, yo, we got to win this game. There's no way we can we're gonna lose on our home court. Like, especially knowing that LSU was gonna bring their crowd and their people and be the show. We had to give them one. So.
Well, one thing that I loved in this game, and I want to be careful about how I word this because I want to make sure it comes across the correct way. In women's basketball, you see the competitiveness of players, and thankfully, that with the culture of the game and the way the game's being officiated, now players' personalities is able to come out a bit more than what it used to. For example, players are able to talk a little bit more, have a little more gamesmanship. There was some good gamesmanship, I thought, yesterday between you and Angel. She's a heck of a player, one of the best players in the country,
Right.
but you were able to step up and play on her level yesterday. What was that like, being in those battles, back and forth, both ends of the floor, trading blows, and being able to come out on top yesterday?
It was everything. Angel's a great player. I don't have any sort of animosity towards, anybody, any of their players.
Sure.
It was more so personal with Coach Moki.
Sure.
I felt like I had to prove that, she missed out on one. And so that was really my main focus. In addition to, my teammates helping me get that, I appreciate them for that. They really made that moment very special for me.
Let's talk a lot of offense. Let's talk a little defense. That defensive stop in the fourth quarter was something else from your teammates, Taylor Collins and Jemiah Mingo-Young. From your perspective, I know you weren't surprised they got that stop. Why?
Never surprised. I knew Mingo was gonna get that when I saw her at the block. When I seen that her defender didn't even move, I was like, oh yeah, we got this one. And then when she actually secured it and Angel fouled her, I just ran over there and started punching her. I didn't know what to do. But it was a great moment. I can't even explain it. It was a great moment for us. So.
Got a chance to build off of it on Thursday, going to Vanderbilt, Alabama, back at home on Sunday. Have a chance, again, to build. It's back to the work, back to the gym. What are you working on this week to get ready for those games?
Whatever our coaches are going to hand us. Staying in the passing lanes and trying not to get backdoored and just being aggressive and, taking our shots from our spots and executing the game plan.
Two quick ones before you go. Number one, you got a chance to return home this year to Rutgers to play in the state of New Jersey. What was that like, just going on the road, back home to the Garden State and getting not just a win, but a big win, come from behind win against Rutgers?
It felt great just to have my family there to support me.
And they offered you in the fourth grade? Is that what you told me?
The third grade.
Third grade?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But, it was a great opportunity for, some of my family to see me play live in action actually for the first time. It was just a very special moment for me, more so because of my family. Of course, my teammates as well, they also helped me achieve that great moment. So yeah, it was great.
And then lastly, you had a chance last year. You could have moved on and tried to go to the professional level, or you had the decision to come back and play for Auburn one more year in Coach J. You chose to come back. What went into that decision, and are you happy?
You want me to be honest with you?
Absolutely. If it's appropriate, absolutely.
I wanted to come back because I don't know how to word it, but one of the main reasons was because I don't want to. I'm a loyal person. I don't want to leave a place here who has my best interest at heart and cares about me, just to go and jump on somebody's bandwagon. That's not me. So I wanted to stay and be solid where I'm at. We're achieving great things, and there's more to come. And I lost my place.
It's a good answer so far.
And to beat LSU.
And you did that. And you did that
and
yesterday.
I did that, so I'm good. I'm good now.
A lot more to accomplish the rest of the season. Tigers trying to get it going back in the right direction to get an NCAA tournament resume. Honestly, I know you're going to lead the Tigers to that success. Appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for the honest answers. Looking forward to this week. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Tigers player of the game from yesterday, Honesty Scott-Grayson. Led the Tigers with 20-plus points as Auburn took down the defending national champions and the LSU Tigers. Two more games to talk about this week. Let's welcome the Tigers head coach, Johnny Harris, back up to the stage to wrap up the show and set up the week with Vanderbilt and Alabama. Tigers are on the road Thursday night. It's going to be snowing in Nashville. Wesley, be sure to bring your jacket. It's going to be cold. And then the Tigers are back home on Sunday. Got a big one, the first of two against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Welcome in Tigers head coach Johnny Harris. Coach, I know that we talk about this all the time off air. It's a chance to talk about it on air. I'm just so impressed with your staff, the personalities, your players, and what they bring. Everybody has a role, and it comes out in their answers tonight, Coach. I just want to, again, congratulate you on the staff that you've built, because there's something special.
Thank you.
But, Coach, again, busy.
Hold up. Let me clear this up.
Yep.
Honesty came back because she loves me.
Well,
that's why she came back.
I didn't think that needed to be said, Coach. I thought we knew that. Busy week ahead, though, with Vanderbilt, 6:30 on Thursday night. Vanderbilt 16-2, 3-1 in the SEC, and they suffered their first conference loss yesterday to Mizzou. I know it's early in the scouting report, but a tough team. Cambridge and Washington, two of the top players in the league as well. Just what are your early impressions of Vanderbilt?
You know, they're a tough team, and they can score from multiple angles. They're a tough defensive team, and they can score the ball. So it's going to be a different type of challenge for us. But, you know, we're going to go out there, and we're going to battle and, you know.
And on the screen here at Baumhower's tonight, Honesty Scott-Grayson is up on the screen on ESPN as one of the top performers of the week. 21 points, 5 rebounds against LSU. And, folks, if you're watching at home, Baumhower's is erupting right here tonight. Coach Jay, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. But
and well-deserved. Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, she absolutely, when we needed her to, she put us on our back. And, you know, as she has all season long. And I've been telling people they've been missing the boat on Honesty Scott-Grayson. So hopefully they're paying attention.
Well, for Honesty, again, Honesty is that player that makes every SEC team better. Doesn't matter what roster she's on, your team automatically gets better. Auburn's better because of her as well. Auburn's going to need her on Thursday night. Memorial Gymnasium is one of the toughest places to play. What makes it so tough to play there at Vanderbilt?
You know, first of all, it's just a different type of atmosphere. You know, it's the playing surface is raised a little bit. The coaches' benches are on the end zone. But the coach can walk halfway down the sideline. So you're kind of isolated. If you're there to talk to your team, you're isolated from your team and your coaches. So it's just a little, you know, it's a different atmosphere there.
And then also for scouting and getting ready for this game, again, Vanderbilt so good at how they've been able to turn their program around. But again, dropped their first SEC game yesterday. When you're scouting a team and watching film, if a team is just lost for the first time in this instance, are you focusing more on the recent game because they just played, or it's that, hey, somebody's got a plan on how to beat them, how to have success against them?
Yeah, I mean, we go back and watch several games. So,
Sure.
Coach D is preparing that scouting report, and she's been working on it for a little while, she's been watching. She has a lot of games already broken down, and then she'll have that one. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go home and watch the game from last night. I already watched it live, recorded, but I'll watch it broken down. And, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll meet as a staff and come up with a game plan, and then we will, execute it tomorrow in practice, start executing it in practice.
Don't want to look ahead to Alabama, but just briefly, it's going to be a big one on Sunday. Let's start with DB, retiring that jersey, her being on the practice squad on Saturday. How special will this weekend be for not just her, but for Auburn women's basketball?
Really special. She's a special player. She, made an impact on this program. So it's really special. It's important to honor her, to, retire her number. Yeah. And I hope people come out and support her this weekend. She has done a lot. She's been amazing as far as women's basketball. She's given a lot to women's basketball. So, and that's one of our own. Yeah. So, we need to take care of her here.
Auburn is due against that team from the other side of the state. How do you approach that this week, Coach?
We kick that butt. I mean, we got to have a kick butt mentality. We got to go into it, all gas, no brakes, like they say. We got to take care of Vanderbilt. So, but that one that's personal for everybody in Auburn. So,
all the best to you this week, Coach. Appreciate you being here tonight. Congratulations on the historic win yesterday in Neville Arena. Looking forward to building on it Thursday night. And then we need a big crowd back for Alabama on Sunday because, Coach, we're going to have something for the Crimson Tide. Coach, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
War Eagle, we'll see you in Nashville Thursday night. That's Coach Jay wrapping up the Coach Jay Show tonight at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Our next broadcast is Thursday at 6:15 Central. The Tigers on the road at Vandy for a 6:30 tip. Sunday, Auburn returns home to host the Alabama Crimson Tide. That'll be a 2 o'clock tip. Dr. Larry DeShare and I will be on the call at 1:45. Tune in to both broadcasts on AU 100, 100.3 FM, online at auburntigers.com, and the Auburn Athletics app. 1 week from tonight, the Coach Jay Show returns to Baumhower's Victory Grill. It'll be at 6 o'clock Central. If you can't join us at Baumhower's, tune in on the Auburn Tigers YouTube page. That's how you can catch the Coach Jay Show every week. For Coach Jay, Coach Savannah Carter, Reneisha Bolden, Honesty Scott-Grayson, and Wes Todd, I'm Britt Bowen. Good night, and War Eagle from Baumhower's Victory Grill. All right, everybody, we're going to do some trivia giveaways real quick. We got 3 apparel items up here. All right,